Your heart is glowing, and I'm crashing into you. Baby, kiss me before they turn the lights out.
Light. Hey everyone, this is Natasha from MakeupInSFC. I forgot that February only has 28 days, so my February favorites are a little late. Yay! So all of you beauty vloggers who are overachievers got yours up early, making all the rest of us look bad, but we're gonna power on. So my first beauty favorite is my concealer, and this is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in Medium. I use this all the time. If you've watched any of my videos, which you totally should, I'll list a few of them down below. I use this in place of foundation sometimes, and so what I like to do is I like to put it under my eyes and to highlight the center of my face. And I've really been enjoying this, especially when I work, because I'll just put a little bit of this on, set it with powder, and I'm good for the whole day. It gives me the right amount of coverage, and it's super lightweight, and the color is fantastic. The thing that really won me over is how it photographs in pictures, especially with flash photography. So whenever I used my old concealer, which was an E.L.F. HD cover concealer, it ended up looking like I had a distinct triangle, and that really bugged me because I blended the crap out of it and it still showed like that in photos, and it has to do with the ingredients in it. So it wasn't until I started using this Maybelline that I felt much better about how my concealer looked in person and in photos. It just brightens up your under eye with the least amount of product, and a little goes a long way. I'm almost maybe down to the last third of this tube and I already have backup, but I'm gonna use it till the very last drop, so I'm gonna just keep scraping around it because it's some good stuff, and it's really inexpensive. I think it's like $5.99 depending on where you get it, so it's an awesome buy. So that's number one. To set my concealer that I've been loving lately is my E.L.F. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. I've been really enjoying this in conjunction with that concealer because the combination of them together have just been really flawless. I really like how it photographs in daylight and in the nighttime, and it just looks so natural. At first I was a little freaked out because I had looked inside of the bottle and it has a little sifter, which is great. I just tap a little bit into my cap, but it's got like these hot pink and blue shimmers in it, and you're like, that's not gonna look so hot under my eye. But it really does, I think, make a difference in my concealer. I've noticed that it creases less and it really brightens up that under eye area, so that has been a lovely product. Since we're talking about concealers, what I use to set all of that is with this brush, and this is the E.L.F. Angled Contour Brush. And this angled contour brush is perfect for getting into those little areas. And so you could very well use a different brush and just sweep a little bit of that under your eye, but I like to use a small taper brush like this to really get into those areas and set the concealer. I get so cross-eyed when I look at these brushes. It's been a really great brush to work with all of these concealing and powder products. So that is $3. I actually got all of my E.L.F. products that I'm going to mention today during like a flash sale. It was 50% off. So the under eye concealer I got for $1.50. It usually retails for $3. I got this brush for $1.50. It usually retails for $3 as well. And then my next brush favorite is this E.L.F. pointed foundation brush. And what I use this for is to blend my concealer. Usually what I use is my fingers. The warmth of my fingers really helps to blend out the product, but I was noticing that I was having like little bumps maybe around my cheek area where I blend the concealer, and I think that it most likely came from my fingertips, which is a natural thing. They carry oil and stuff, so I felt like I could, avoid that by using a brush. Some beauty vloggers were using the Sigma brush. It's a Sigma pointed foundation brush as well, but I didn't want to make the purchase, and I noticed that during that E.L.F. sale, they had a similar product. I don't think it's as big as the Sigma brush, but the density and the bristle were still the same. So I really like how it can blend right into those areas and then blend the edges. A foundation brush in general is really good for when you're blending concealer. This brush is from my Benefit Hoola bronzer. A lot of people don't like brushes or applicators when they're included in the makeup items just because oftentimes they suck. But this one was a pleasant surprise. I actually didn't plan on using it until I felt it. It's really soft. And I was looking at how the NARS Eater brush, it's a similarly shaped brush, and I started using it with all my other bronzers. I have a few. So using this brush, it sheds a lot, and you know, that's fine because it's one of the free brushes. I don't expect it to be amazing quality in terms of the make of it, but what it does to the bronzer is really fabulous because it blends it in all the right places, and it's a decent enough dense brush. Like there are enough bristles to really like blend and make it look seamless. So I've been enjoying this, and it was for the freeze. For the freeze. Yeah. So in the beginning of February, I had a reaction to a concealer I had tried out. I won't name names, but NYX HD concealer. And it really sucked because in the usual areas that I conceal, it gave me a breakout right around here. And I had like multiple little like dots. And it didn't look as raised, but it just was bugging me. It was bugging me that it was there, and I had just gotten my skin to a happy place, and it was just like, why? Why, you? I love skincare, so I started looking at masks and creams and lotions and exfoliants. So, whatever. We bought some new friends. The first new friend, which I had bought but I didn't use right away, and this is the GlamGlow Youth Mud Tingle Exfoliate Treatment. And this is the one that you get for about $18. It's a little pot. I think you could probably get maybe 5 to 8 uses out of this depending on how much you use it. I found that a thin amount is completely satisfactory to your needs because I had seen girls like really slather it on, and I'm like, the full size bottle is $69. I'm not gonna like use it so excessively. So even with this little bottle, I started using it sparingly, and I think it gave me great results. Just to show you really quick, I don't know if you'll see, because I'm almost done with mine. So inside, it has a sort of like minty scent to it, but sort of medicated at the same time. As soon as you exfoliate it into your skin, you let it dry, and then I would add water and exfoliate it again. It left my skin really smooth, and yeah, I felt like it did dry out some of the things that were popping up. But it's really expensive, so I didn't like that aspect of it. So that was a little sad. When I was looking for this, they were sold out, at least of this little miniature pot. So one of the Sephora girls had suggested to me that I should try the Algenist, and I bought this. It's the Multi-Perfecting Detoxifying Exfoliator, and I bought this in December, and I had used it on and off, alternating it with my Clarisonic, and I found that this had a similar texture to it in terms of the exfoliating granules, and I really liked how this helped with my skin at the time because I think it really, diminished those little bumps. It dried them out, and then they were almost gone the next day that I had used this. This isn't necessarily a mask, but it is a detoxifying exfoliator, which is similar to this one. So this is, the full size of this is $69, but if you wanted to get a step down from that, this is $34 something. But if you really wanted to step down from that, then I would, highly recommend this mask. This is the Queen Helene Mint Julep mask. This is $3.99 at the drugstore, depending on where you get it. It has the same sort of like mint menthol type tingly feeling. And if you wanted to add an exfoliant, I would just add brown sugar to it. Brown sugar is a really great natural exfoliant, especially if you get the organic kind. So I would just mix a bunch of that with this, and I think you could get the same results. Do it. I think I will. Tonight. Okay. The other thing that I am in love with, absolutely in love with is the Roche Posay. This is the Effaclar Duo. It's a dual action acne treatment. Reduces the number and severity of acne blemishes, penetrates clogged pores to clear blackheads and whiteheads. This is a 5.5 benzoyl peroxide treatment. Benzoyl peroxide treatments are more drying in their properties, so if you have any sort of blemishes, it dries them out. So when I had read up on this, I really wanted to try it. I had seen people use it as a full-on moisturizer, but I didn't need it everywhere. I only needed it like right here, right in the nose area, and maybe like down here. The most that I break out is like right between my eyebrows, around my nose, and maybe around my chin. The chin happens during hormonal parts of the month, and then everything else is like topical. So probably because of the oil that I produce, or, you know, not taking off my makeup every day, whatever the case may be. It's almost like a really good primer. And so I was very taken with this when I first started using it. It smoothed out so well under makeup. Like, my face and my skin just looked very like glowy, I guess you could say. Now I've just incorporated it into my skincare routine. I'll use it in the morning, and if I feel the need to, then I'll use it at night. I think overnight is best because then you really get the active treatment all throughout the night. But in the morning it looks great under makeup, so if I feel like I need a little bit of the treatment, I'll dab it into the spots that I think need attention, and it's been really great. You get a ton of product. I don't think I'm gonna run out of this anytime soon. You need the tiniest amount, and it covers so many areas. I got this for a deal because this retails for about $30 because it's imported. I had a 25% off coupon and $4 you know, money bucks or whatever they call it at CVS. It's quite pricey for what I usually get, but if it works, it works. Keep using it. Bam. I haven't spoken a lot about hair things. So I use shampoo, conditioner, and heat spray. And so this is the first time that I've used actual like hair products in a while. I'm usually no fuss with my hair on a daily basis. I'll wash and air dry. I get really lazy, but before I used to, you know, straighten my hair all the time and like curl it and do all kinds of things. My thing about hair is I like to cut it. So I've had tons of different hairstyles. Most of them have been low maintenance. And so I recently got a haircut, and it looks really nice when it's straightened, but I never have time to straighten. Today I did, but it was raining. I'm smart. So sometimes if I'm letting my hair air dry, I like to use this. This is something that I've been enjoying this month, and this is the Bamboo Smooth Kendi Oil Dry Oil Mist. I got this from my Sephora Beauty Oils box, and so I just started using it. It's a spray oil. I feel like it makes my hair more curly on the days that I use this because curls are more buoyant, more bouncy when they're moisturized, and if your hair isn't moisturized, they're just going to lay flat and they'll be dry. So it doesn't weigh down your hair as much as like the Josie Marin one does, or the Moroccan oil that everybody likes in that blue label bottle. So this was a really nice alternative. I think I might buy or look into buying the full-size bottle of this. It's been really nice, and you know, for the month that I've been using it, I'm almost down to here, so that was a really great surprise for my Beauty Oils box. The other thing I really enjoyed was my Big Sexy Hair Powder Play. Now I used this because I really wanted the Got To Be version of it, and what it is, it's a powder volumizer. So you take a little bit, you salt shake it into your hair, and then you just use your fingers to sort of like fluff up your hair. So I've been really liking that. I feel like an only child when I do these videos. Like I'm talking to myself in my room. I'm the only one who laughs at my jokes. Is that weird? It's kind of weird, right? Note to self. Don't straighten your hair when it rains. So I filmed this earlier, but now it's later, so I'm going to do the whole video over again. Yeah. But I already talked about that so many times. We're zigzagging through all of this. none of this is gonna make any particular sense. I'm not doing my favorites in any kind of order. So let's just roll with it. We're rolling together. Yeah. Favorites, it's time for my favorite. Yeah? What? That team. This is the best team. Let it go, let it go. La la la. Okay. I've done this for years and I really like it. No kidding. I should have a filming card.
Oh,
Filming. That was my motto. Is it recording?